we're going to do is to start our senior project presentations that you have been working without stop and always efficient for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, and I'm sure that you achieved great results. You have to enjoy this, okay? And then I'm sure that your presentation is going to be great. Remember that the presentation is not the same as the product itself, okay? What counting here is that you're able to share the process and the learnings as well. So we are going to start with GrandApp, okay? So now I'm going to give the floor to Albert and the team. There's no time limit in this case. We're here to enjoy, to learn, and to see what are the things that you went through, and as well, like one of the things that I'm more interested about is, of course, the technology, but I already know the technology, but the lesson learned and the insights that you can share with the juniors, or even the graduates in here. And that's it. So you can come here, please, guys, start whenever you want.
All right, guys. Today, we'd like to introduce GrandApp, connecting friends of all ages. We're going to start by identifying the problem GrandApp wants to solve. This is a hefty one. So one of the biggest crises we face in this century is the demographic decline. And what I mean by this is that the developing world and other places such as China, they are having far, far fewer children. In fact, in the very near future, many countries will have more seniors than juniors. That's insane. That's quite novel in history. And we're going to go through some examples. I've picked countries that represent all of us in my cohort. So we're going to start with Nigeria. And if you look at this demographic chart, maybe you've never seen it before. If you look in the middle, we have numbers representing the age group of that bar. And if you tilt your head on the side and look at it, you can see that it stretches out to the sides to represent the population of each age, for males on the left and for females on the right. And over here, there's a surplus. That shows how many more of that side there is from the other. So as you can see, males typically start more numerous than females, then they die earlier for a variety of reasons. And then there are more females than males. Again, Nigeria has what is usually thought of as a normal distribution here. It's healthy. It has a very large young population and fewer older people. That has been the historical norm until recently. Japan is usually held as the foremost example of the problem we face today. And as you can see, this is very different. It's top heavy. And it's clearly trending towards fewer people at the bottom, fewer babies. This is a problem for a variety of reasons. There are fewer people to tax, for example. There are fewer people to come up with new ideas, fewer people to help with seniors. That's Japan. Greece is in the same boat. It looks a little bit fuller than Japan, but it's facing the same trend. You see that thickness on top? Just imagine that weight being on the shoulders of fewer and fewer people. It's heavy. It's something that society is not prepared for. Spain, same kind of thing. You see it's trending even at the bottom. The bottom's, yeah, they're both slanted in like a V. Top heavy. United Kingdom, this is one of the healthier demographies. Although if we're being honest, one of the reasons that the United Kingdom and the United States, where I'm from, have healthier looking demographics is because of immigration. If you were to stop immigration, you would see a net negative population increase. So this is a problem for a variety of reasons. And the foremost question we have is, who is going to help the overabundance of seniors? It's not going to be the government, guys. It's not going to be them, because there are fewer people to tax, and I don't trust them to help anyone really. So I'd like to include them out of the situation. It's not going to be a business because there's no profit involved, very little. Elderly are not looking to spend their money. They're looking to survive off of it until an untimely demise. And it's not family, because the whole point is that there is less family. So we have a real need to get people to help seniors in some form. Okay. There's no one cure to this problem. It is a really wily one. But our attempt to help is GrandApp. We are going to connect volunteers with seniors wherever possible. And Albert is going to show how you or someone you know that has a good spirit can make a difference.
Okay, so this is GrandApp. Now I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, so the thing is, obviously, if you have been registered before, you can enter your credentials, and then you're going to enter to your profile. If not, you can do like, as you can see, register here. Then you can choose what type of profile do you want, if you're a senior, if you're a volunteer. Imagine what type of what type do you want to make? Do you want to make senior? Do you want to make senior? So senior. An email at all, for example. Is it name? At all. At all also, phone number, no, something like that. Address, forum, Sant, Adria. Geography from Barcelona, I don't know. Medical leads.
Perfect.
Password. See password.
Arrow, sorry.
Create an account, okay? Then it redirects automatically in this page. So then the thing is that for testing this, I'm going to take a new user. For example, Mr. Darcy, because it's one that we have in the seats file. Okay, so I'm going to enter here, for example, I'm going to say proceed. Then, as you can see, in this page, you can see the tasks that you have created, okay? For example, I don't know, there are some physical, there are some emotional tasks, and then here you can create a new task, okay? I want to create a new task, for example, of a social one, it can be, sorry, a physical one, can be the, I don't know, it's one, description. Please. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm gonna say, for example, my home address. Okay, please don't come. 48. Okay. Great task. Then, sorry for this because it's not going to work so properly. We're going to have this task here. Okay. Then now I'm going to show you how we can apply into a task if you are a volunteer. Okay. I have to go to the sign in page. I'm going to be Sadie in this case. Okay. Enter the credentials and we are in the view page. The thing is here, it appears the tasks that are being confirmed for a senior, the task that you apply into this task, but the senior didn't confirm yet, okay? And then in the last point, you're going to see the tasks that are open and you then apply to them, okay? Then if you want to apply into a task as a volunteer, you can click here, apply. Then you're going to see the details of the task and the button to apply into a task. Okay, then it's going to say, okay, thank you for the application. Then you can come again into this page. The thing is, we had a little problem with the location stuff because it's a very private stuff, and it's not be able to see for whatever. So in this case, what we did is to make like an approximate location. How we do this with this pop-up map. You click, sorry, for example, because this is confirmed yet, so we can click one of these. Mr. Veronica, we can open them up, sorry. Okay, so here. You can see that the address is like, sorry, the location is like not in a concrete point. Instead, it's like in an approximate location. Then you can close the map, obviously. And then if a senior has confirmed your application, you can view the details, and this is going to appear the exact address of the senior. And then you click here and you go to Google Maps. Okay, in this case, it's not found because it didn't exist this address, but it sends you to Google Maps. So, okay. What else? We can apply to a task. We did it. The task, yeah, GrandApp. And this is almost what we have because it's a simple demo, because what it is like is a match up. What you do is like, well, what you see, what you saw. So it's like an app for keeping contact the seniors with the persons that want to help these ones. So well, that's it, and it's going to continue my team. In this case, I think it's going to be Georgia.
So I'm going to start off with kind of the Excalibur that we made to kind of plan our app out, and our kind of thought process behind stuff, and that will obviously cover things that we either decided against or, you know, things that we just didn't have the time for, unfortunately. So we kind of initially started off, like Sean said, with kind of this idea of wanting to create an app that offered help to people. With that in mind, I'm sure a lot of you have kind of elderly relatives who maybe aren't the most tech friendly. So there was a big focus on making things kind of as simple as possible and as accessible as possible, so that if this were to go into production, elderly people wouldn't feel uncomfortable using the platform. They would feel very kind of confident using it. So we kind of modeled it a little bit on the kind of simplicity of Facebook and other social networking sites like that, with that as kind of a basis. So as you saw from the model, we kind of had a login page, which then either took you through to your senior profile page or your volunteers profile page. Initially, we were going to have quite a lot of kind of pop-ups and things like that. But as we were developing the website, we found that actually the more we kind of kept things to one page and made them accessible on kind of a single page to each kind of user, it made the app a lot more user-friendly, and the interface was a lot simpler and cleaner, essentially. So a lot of what you saw was kind of changes and really kind of bringing things down to what was really, really necessary to be on the pages. Albert did a fantastic job on kind of getting Google Maps to work and showing the location. And obviously that was a huge thing for us, because if you're offering to help someone with a physical task, especially, they need to be within traveling distance. There's no point me saying I can help someone in Barcelona if they need help moving their kitchen table, because as much as I'd love to, it's not feasible. Longer term, what we would like to do is add kind of a filter. So say you could set it to a 10-mile radius and it would only show you users who were looking for help within that distance. We also had, I don't know if you saw it while Albert was creating the user, but the medical kind of needs or help required. So, you know, Aryl's got a bad back. We put that in, and it's just so that obviously if they do have a condition or a disability that you need to be aware of before you offer to help, then it's on there, but it's something that's not visible to you until the senior has accepted you as the kind of volunteer that will be undertaking their task. Unfortunately, we didn't get around to creating a profile page. Again, if we went into production, that's something that we would absolutely want to do. We also didn't have time to make a kind of live chat feature. When we were planning, I don't think any of us really had a true grasp on the scope of what you need to do to create a live chat. So after our first conversation with Abby, we very quickly realized that that would be a very lovely added bonus should the time come. And then that was kind of the biggest thing, I think, for all of us, and I probably do speak for all three of us here. What seemed like quite a simple app and quite a simple idea actually took a lot of work. We're all feeling pretty good about the use of Prisma now and the relational databases. And then just to go through the tech, so obviously this is kind of the tech that we use, so Turbo Repo, so that we could just start everything in one place rather than having to go to multiple, going to the client and the server separately. We use Express and Vite, Vite and React in the front end. I would like to say after many, many weeks of really hating React, I don't know that I'd say I like it. I don't hate it anymore. It's progress. There have been moments where I've sung about how much I hate React whilst making this project. So progress. Like I said, Albert used Google Maps to generate the location stuff for us. We used Tailwind CSS for all of our styling, which again, I think as a team, we're feeling pretty comfortable with now. TypeScript, which I think I speak for all seniors when I say, Ilias, what the? But no, I think we enjoyed it. We enjoyed using kind of Express. I think between us, we'd all love to try another project in Next.js, but it just didn't feel like the right time to do it. And yeah, Prisma has been, it's been a challenge, but we got there and we made lots of lovely models and lots of lovely tables that all work and interact very, very well. And now I'm going to try and stop sharing my screen, but it won't let me. There we go. And I think, I mean, we can go through kind of a couple of things each that we were comfortable with or not kind of comfortable with. For me, I'd say my biggest learning from it is that we kind of jumped in and did all of the back end before we even kind of looked at the front end. And at the time, it felt like a really wise use of our time. Whereas actually, I think if we'd kind of split it up into modules and almost done one page at a time and built our app that way, we wouldn't have ended up spending probably the last week redoing our back end because so much had changed that it actually wasn't as usable as we thought it would have been. But apart from that, I think I've enjoyed working as a team. I've enjoyed working with the boys, and it's been really fun to it's been really fun to kind of spend the time working with people and having to compromise, and thank the Lord we were in an odd number because majority rules has been great. But no, and thanks to the guys, because I think between the three of us, we've had one life emergency after the other over the last 3 weeks, and everyone's been really accommodating and really supportive. So
yeah.
I agree 100% with what Georgia said. In hindsight, I wish we had taken a more function-based approach to planning out the project. If we had just said, guys, how do we get them to just send a message, like not a message, how do we get them to just create a task and then started only with that, only done the back end for that? I think probably the biggest reason we did so much in the back end first is because we were lost, understandably lost. This is our first group project, and maybe I'm speaking for everyone here, certainly myself. It felt good to do what I knew how to do too much. And we were just too hesitant to jump into what we didn't know how to do, which was cohesively make one function at a time. But now with the experience we have, we could definitely tackle it that way again, I think. I've been absolutely impressed with how good of a principal coder Albert is. He just churns out like the fundamental code we start working with. And George has always got keen insights. So the team's been professionally awesome in terms of their skill and very accommodating with life emergencies, like George has said. So I've loved working with you guys.
And my lesson is that how can I control the frustration? Because for me it's very it's very difficult. And now I think I learn a lot about this, and also very technical concepts that I didn't manage so good. That now, yes, I think. So yeah, it was a very productive experience. So thanks so much, Tim. See if someone has any question, please make it.
Yeah, Albert, can I
Yeah.
be first? So I want not too deep, but you know that I would like to hear about the context of using a map. You know how you did it in simple words, nothing too technical. You know, just
Okay, so with an API of Maps, Google Maps,
Mhm.
then I had to make a function to decode the location and the longitude. I think I'm saying good. Yeah. Then the function, it was like you pass an exact address that exists. Then the function, what it makes is send this request to the API Google Maps. The API it decode the latitude and the longitude, and then it sends back to you the exact code, well, the exact points of the latitude of and the long, and then it passes to another function that is the map one, that what it makes is to, I don't know how to explain very good. It's to apply these chords into a map and then search for the approximate location.
Oh,
and then the
okay.
other one that is for the exact location is very simple. It's only to make the request to Maps, and that's it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
The-
Thank you, man.
The challenging part was making the circle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, also
Yeah.
yeah, with radius and this stuff, because it can be the exact one, so you have to make like a radius to know
Mhm.
what kind well, yeah, this sorry.
Yeah, you
What
have to
else?
make it used for the longitude and altitude, let's say, combined.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Albert.
Thanks to you, man. Anyone has another question? Or here? Here, Ruben.
This working? Hello, can you hear me?
Can you
Hi,
listen?
Ruben.
Ruben?
Hey, Ruben.
Okay,
Hello.
perfect.
Hello. So I have just a question. So this project of yours had like a lot of challenges. Planning, the data schema, the table structure is not a simple one. Displaying data and a lot of text and a lot of content, mostly when it's data, numbers, address, stuff like that, is usually more challenging than just doing a pretty UI. So now with all the insights, having done working MVP so far and having improved a lot, so if you had to go back and rate the difficulty of your own project, being 1, yeah, I can do this in 2 hours, being 10, okay, 3 of us, we don't know if we can make it at all. So what kind of difficulty will you put now in your own project if you have to start again?
I think it's very difficult. I mean that I suppose that it's going to be like a 7 or 8.
Okay.
Because I was very impressed about the time during these days, what it can be so complex. One thing that you thought before that it was very easy or very achievable to do it. So yeah, I think it was so hard.
Like,
Yes.
so a 7 or an 8, what do you think, Georgia?
I think if we had to go back and do it in the exact same way that we did it,
No,
7
no.
or 8. if we were able to go back with the knowledge that we have now and redo it with that knowledge, a 5.
Okay, fair. And you, Sean?
Just to clarify, this is not the solo project. This is the group project.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing going back, but with the insights.
If we went back now, I think this would be a lot easier. You kidding me? Because we would just, say like, okay, let's do this function.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll make the back end. Okay, you can make the API and like some connecty bits. Okay, you can make the user interface. Okay, 1, 2, 3, break. Let's go. And it would be so much easier with the knowledge we have now. But before this, we just didn't have that knowledge. Yeah, I agree with George's assessment. 7, 8 before. I would say 4. Let's say 4. I have confidence in the team. I believe in the team.
Well, Ruben says thanks. Sorry, I got the mic from him because I want to extend on that question. Okay, so what would you do on the 3 first days?
Plan and plan. Planning and planning, planning, and also planning, and then planning.
And you also say planning.
Specifically try to I wouldn't be afraid of making changes to the database scheme later. I would just kind of propose to the team, hey, let's just start function by function. Let's make the database as basic as we can, and then build it as we need to for our functions. Because I think we were quite hesitant to make changes to our database scheme, to our database in general, to our backend, because that was all we knew, and we were kind of afraid to go further than that. But I would just say break the ice, break the fear, and just make incremental changes and try to tackle it all as one function instead of back end, middle, and front end.
Yeah, so I should say this plan. And also one thing that I think it's very important, and we don't take so much
Plan.
plan.
think-
Yeah, it's a kind of plan, but for the style. Because I would like to make a Figma style design at the beginning to see how the app is going to look. Because I don't know, maybe if you have a very clear idea, or you can, I don't know, see other examples and copy, it could be more easy. But I think that also is very necessary or needed to have a Figma style design, yeah. Because then I think that it makes your life very, very easier. So yeah, that's one of the most important things that I should do.
Georgia, anything?
I think yes, plan, but plan more of. I feel like we planned for days and days and days, but we just planned the wrong things. Whereas now I think we would plan what code was actually needed, or like what knowledge was needed to achieve things, rather than just days on Excalibur doing what we thought obviously at the time was the right thing to be planning. But actually we kind of just planned aesthetics, but not in enough detail for it to qualify as styling. And then kind of planned the back end, but not enough detail for it to actually have then worked without major changes further down the line.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So basically plan more efficiently.
Split also, and split. Plan, split. Split plan. Yeah.
Split plan. Join back up. Split plan. Join
Yeah,
back
to
up.
be clear, because most people may not know this, we spent probably the entire first week mob programming everything. 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay,
yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah, a long time.
Wow.
Sorry,
Wow.
that was horrible. So okay, I think that we like your answers were quite generic and didn't respond that much on the 3 first days. What to do on the 3 first days? Were more like on the non-functional kind of insights that you had. We're going to talk more about that. But they're quite generic, let's say. The answers, I think that online they're hitting me better than you.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm saying that the answers were too generic, kind of non-functional. Okay, but then later I'm going to elaborate more on the feedback.
When you like started a project, you started with some limited knowledge of technology, let's say React or backend or whatever. So how did you approach it? And then how did you actually develop the knowledge of, let's say, if you didn't know React really good, how did you improve to know it better? Like for personally, like how did you approach it and how did it actually change?
For me, I was not React confident going into the project. I'd say a mixture of documentation, YouTube videos, ChatGPT, and trial and error. Like
Shout out for
console
ChatGPT.
logs everywhere. When in doubt, console log it and run yarn.
Well, okay, and okay, Aaron, Ruben, Edu, okay, also, yeah. Shout out for them, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
doing speeches. I'm literally doing like talks, like to all other places about we're not going to be replaced by GPT. Yeah.
Listen,
well,
in
Yeah.
conjunction with many other things, because ChatGPT got it wrong a lot.
yeah, I was about to say the project has really enlightened me on how useless ChatGPT really is. I know if for it's first of all, ChatGPT is as good as you make it. You have to be very clear with your prompts. You have to, if you're going to be extensive with your project, you have to link multiple files and make things clear. This is this file, this is that file, this is the relationship this file has with that file. I took that approach a few times, but it was helpful sometimes, and other times it was just a waste of time. It didn't understand. Like, to give you an example, I learned how to do cookies. Okay, like I spent a lot of days learning how to do cookies. ChatGPT had me putting cookies in the front end, through the front end. I was hacking myself, according to Errol. So like, ChatGPT obviously did not give it. You know, they didn't care about like how to implement the cookie the right way. It just cared about implementing it. Period. So that's a huge red flag from ChatGPT. I implemented the calendar for us, and so I got to check the documentation for a calendar app. I thought, you know, it was really interesting and good. One of the few times you like love the documentation. So the documentation was good there. The React documentation, of course. So documentation was big, and I'm really proud to say I use documentation a lot throughout the Solar project. Partly because my beloved ChatGPT had a lobotomy sometime in that process and just wasn't helpful anymore. So if you're going to learn with ChatGPT, I really recommend asking it to clarify why it's doing step by step, line by line, and keeping in mind that it's possibly wrong, very, very wrong.
I would like to
Yeah.
to say something here that I think a major factor about this is that your project is extremely unique. So there is not enough data to you know, to help you or anything else. I think I think this plays a major role in the results that it returned. Also, because your project, guys, it was, I mean, was extremely unique. Yeah, I can recognize that 100% because we knew like what we had to do. You have to do this. We have seen it many times, but it was extremely unique. So that was the difficulty about this project. But
Thanks,
maybe,
Elias, man. Thanks.
yeah, man. Yeah,
That's
and
true.
Thanks so much.
it's
I
a-
appreciate this, man.
no,
For
man,
sure
I
appreciate
understand
this so much.
110%. What are you talking about? You know,
Yeah,
you
because
yeah.
now
But
we are going to get crazy with your project.
No, yeah, but no. We have many features, but we know we had to build an e-commerce. So we knew from the start. Maybe it's difficult. Some things, yeah, there are many difficulties also. But you know, what you have to. You have a guide. You know, you have to do that, and then that, and then that, and you know. So don't worry. I think you did great. You did a great job. Last time that we presented each other, I was like, come on guys, you can do it. I was inside from me, come on guys, come on. I wanted to shout, you know, you guys go, what the fuck, go code, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you know, the result is much better, much better than I anticipated. But so congratulations, and yeah, it was amazing.
Thanks
So
so
guys,
much, Elias.
Thank you.
also I missed you. I would like to you know work all together like six of us, but you know we.
Yeah.
And now we finished the bootcamp, so
Oh
who
shit.
knows?
Now we have one more week.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Don't tempt the beast.
Any
Yeah,
other
okay.
question?
Well, also I learned a lot about TypeScript because wow,
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
it's amazing.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
finally,
It's so helpful,
you,
though.
you finally learned the word any, no?
Yeah, exactly. And it's a very juniors. Take care about any.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Listen, sometimes you have to use an any just to get through.
1 in a million.
So well, thanks so much to all of you for listening to us. And well, the next step.
Boom. You see my ugly face now? Okay.
I don't see an ugly one,
I mean, yes. It's bad lighting, no?
but I don't see a pretty one.
It's the lighting too. Okay. So let me put this here. Okay. Okay, great. So let's do a little bit of feedback first before going into the next group. So, okay. I'm going to go point by point. Okay. So first of all, great intro. Like everybody, and specifically Sean, that was what I mean about let's put the pain points there. Let's show the pain points. Let's make the group like, or the audience empathize with the empathize with the project that you're doing. That you showed the use case. Maybe it was a little bit too long. Maybe it was a little bit too in depth. But I think that the story in there was nice and was compelling, and it was a great introduction. So congratulations on that. Then later on the demo, okay, yeah, something like I have to reload in order to see the data after. That's something that in a React application cannot happen. React is made for that, no? And we already did that in our projects on the junior part, no? So it's like you make a fetch, and whenever you don't even have to push that into the array. You can even like reload, yeah, and do another fetch that a lot of apps do. And it's just a fetch after like, sorry, yeah, it's just another fetch after the first fetch finishes. Yeah, so it's chaining it, and that's it. You change the state, and there you have it. So that are the details that there should be done like in the first place. What else? Yeah, on the demo, there were like some, and that's my opinion, okay? But there were like some parts in which I was, and I look at you, Albert, because you conducted the demo in this case. The explanation of the case was by voice. Yeah, you were telling us like what was happening in here. And for me, it wasn't clear when you went from senior to volunteer in order to apply to the task or to accept to the task. And it was a little bit complicated to see that thing. You have a complex application. It has two roles, yeah, like it has Airbnb with the guest and the host, and that's complicated to show in a demo. Okay, so in this case, something that really helps is to tell a story. You used humor in your demo, and that's one of the ingredients that I suggest everybody to take. Use humor because it's really nice to way to engage the audience, but use storytelling too. Yeah, while humor is just to re-engage the audience, storytelling is to make them connect, really, to understand what's happening in there. Yeah, so if instead of the senior, it was like something created from scratch, it had already like a story, like when I say description massage, oh no, it's not at all, it's not the same senior. Yeah, that breaks the attention of the audience. So try to make a story, try to write a story. I understand that all of these things is lack of time and everything. I'm just giving feedback out of the blue, okay? So yeah, in this case, like for example, seeing the different tasks, you were explaining what the different sections of the task mean. Nobody understood anything. Yeah, I can tell you, only me, because I'm invested. Yeah. So it's like maybe a story makes it more clear to understand, I think. Something about the app, the map location, you put it as a field of the table. Go to the details. Go to the details of the like Airbnb. Yeah, you don't see the like if you click to an apartment, you go inside, you see some pictures, and then you see the map. Where is it located? So a little bit like that. Yeah, and that's for the product. Also, in this presentation, that's something that is really nice to something that you have, for example, no limit on time, and some people are going to be mad because we're going to go into quite a lot of overtime. Is that you can explain these things visually a little bit, like show off. It's one of the cool things that you did, right? To find a random center, to obfuscate, to hide the real position. Yeah, so that's something that in this kind of technical slides, in this kind of technical presentations, you can afford to do. It's like, how did we do that slide? And then you're like, let me briefly explain how we did that. You take this, and visually helps a lot. Also, test on semi-real data. I suppose that I'm referring here on the same thing as before, no? Make a story that is as believable as possible. Also, Georgia, and for everybody, for whenever you are handling Excalibur, zoom in. Yes, you have to drive the people, like you were scrolling, but zoom in, because then it feels like you are not seeing the details. And zooming in is also helps you keep the attention of the audience into what you really want to see. Because at this point, I was not looking at Excalibur. And now for the more generic ones. You were demoing. Like one of the things is explain everybody. One of the missions, one of the goals that you had here is explain everybody why you're doing this project. Fine, cool, done it. Another goal is to make a demo. Cool, done. Like Sean was saying, okay, we got it, guys. It's like up from here, everything is fine, no? Because we got to the demo and it was good. It was good. Cool. Another thing that you have to do is to explain the technical difficulties and to show off what did you do good. And if for some reason that I might or not understand, because I think that you did like a great job, despite how you can feel about the product, you did like a nice demo, okay? One thing that people are not seeing is the cool things that you did behind the scenes. Where is the data model?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. You did a specialization. Yes, a specialization. Like nobody knows what an specialization. Do you know what a specialization is in database, Ruben? Okay, no idea. Say it, Ruben.
Now he does.
Now he's lived and breathed it with us.
Yeah, you did a specialization. Most likely, you're going to ask like some like me and some senior engineers that you're going to ask, and they're not going to know what a specialization is. Yeah. So it turns out that your model and your data was going in that direction. Show it, show off. And this, like maybe for the juniors and for the future, whenever you're doing these things, if you felt like something was really complex, it's a mental note to show off later when you got it. And then you got, and then you forget about it. Yes. So I wanted to see I was like surprised I didn't saw the data model. So show off the data model, explain, this is my data model. See what, like aside from the standard things of a data model, we can zoom in here and something that everybody's going to understand. I'm presenting now. Something very easy that everybody's going to understand. This is a specialization. We had volunteers, we have seniors, but both of them were users. So you can see this specialization in databases, something like a subclass, yes, in which we are sharing data on the user, but the volunteer has a special thing, and the senior and the volunteer have either special things and can be connected in different ways. Perfect. Yeah, showing off. Cool. Then another thing, just comments on your insights. Yeah, GPT is quite limited. Okay, GPT is either for the big picture stuff, very, very high level. Okay, very high level in terms of abstraction. Okay, is like how do I handle cookies? Don't give me code. Please tell me these things. Or very low level. Yes, go to the details. You pay some code and it's like, is this okay? Tell me how to do exactly this thing with cookies on the backend. No, because I got it from the high level. And for this, and because of documentation, and because yours is very specifically, now I invite you guys, the seniors, the ones going to graduate, not the juniors. You have it completely forbidden. It's time to try Copilot. Just try it. Try how does it feel? How does it give? Are you using Copilot, guys? No, please.
No.
I've got it.
No, I'm asking the juniors.
Uh.
So now is the time to use Copilot and see how it feels. Okay. So if it feels too overwhelming, then just stop it. Okay. But in this case, it has better context of what's happening. Last week, I was talking about one friend that told me I went to a hackathon and it was like a 17 years old, that it was him alone. The other were teams. He was him alone with Copilot, pasting entire pages of documentation into Markdown files. So Copilot understood everything from the documentation and it was like, I never worked with this API, but boom, 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 boom. So it's good. We have to get used to these things. And another thing, regarding the what are you going to do the three first days, no? If you were to start again. And also, one thing that I really liked, that it was like, I don't remember when, I think it was the lesson learned from Sean, that you used one specific sentence or noun, like compound noun, that is, it was functional, like function tasks, no, or functional tasks. And that's very appropriate to say it. So instead of focusing on the entire backend, you go for one single functionality. Okay, great. You discovered Agile. This is Agile. Okay, and what you were describing is to be lean. Yeah, so that's perfect. That's a great thing to have discovered yourself. Now live up to it. Yeah, go lean, go Agile all the time. Okay, whenever you see yourself doing like an entire thing, it's bad. That only happens on aviation, yes, or chemistry, or these things that are like very specific, and they have been proven for, well, I don't know, but you have your ISOs and stuff, no? That you have to do, like everything is very not in innovation in aviation. Sorry, I have like an aviation expert, you know, so careful. I know, no, who was it? Victor. It's Victor. Yeah, it's Victor. I saw my alarm went off and I knew it was like someone from aviation here. Okay, so in this case, let's accept it. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. Okay, so go Agile. Okay, and that's it. Very good presentation, guys. I second the words from Well, no, another thing. I second the words from Elias. Okay, I was pretty scared, but you did like a really good job. I think that it was like a great learning from this last week because it was like you got up to it. But also, it's you were saying at the end on your lesson learned. It was also like kind of apologies. You were each one of you were taking responsibility of your part of the process, no, and how as responsible on how you didn't get that far. So I want to do it too, okay, because I'm part of the team. So in this case, and you're, I hear you crying that much because of like out of planning, yes, on the first days. And my question was not like in the sense of, see guys, what were you going to do? It was a genuine question to see how I like we can improve on that. Because there was like at some point myself, I felt that much as a firefighter, yes, instead of like someone that is guiding, yeah, on this project. So I also take my part of this or responsibility if you want so. But guys, good job. We did great things. Yes, with this presentation, with the maps, with this, with that, and even with the like problems in the middle. Okay, we got great learnings and we got to ship something up from here. We're going to talk about how to work from here. Okay, because we haven't finished. So that's it. Congratulations and bravo and brava. Well, bravi and brava.
Spoilers.
Can you see my screen?
More spoilers. Yeah.
Agnes. I'm gonna kill you, Agnes. Come on. I'm kidding.
Don't kill me, guy.
So, well, guys, as you may know, we are here to present you the app we have been making for the last 3 weeks. We put it a lot of effort and it was quite difficult, but we are very proud of it. So yeah, we hope you like it a lot. And yeah, let's start. You can pass, Agnes. So yeah, what is this to Bliss? This to Bliss actually is our app. Okay, so yeah. Here we had the idea of making an e-commerce, most likely because of the demand in the industry that it has. Not the demand, but the stack of things that can make you learn from this project. So yeah. So first of all, we want you to maybe close your eyes and imagine that you are an e-commerce owner and you need to like, yeah, you need to run a e-store, online store, and you need to manage all the content. You need to manage the products, the customers' interactions every day. I don't know. For example, you want to upload a product and you need to go there and make it manually. So yeah, we had the idea of doing an e-commerce with a CMS integrated to manage all the content, because actually this can take you a lot of time. This can be so overwhelming and well, it can take you out of what is really important, that is the user experience shopping. So yeah, we did that, and well, as you see here, with a little bit of 3D playground, you will see about that. So yeah, I think it's time for the demo to show what we got. So I let you, Agnes, to start with it.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Augustine Agnes, as some of you know, and I'm going to continue from where my teammates stopped. Okay, so I'm going to welcome you to our Bliss application. And then as you can see here, as Mas already mentioned, our goal is to like create something like an e-store where you can easily shop your summer t-shirt. Remember, this is summer and it's going to be nice having stuff like this to wear this summer. I don't know if you've ever had an experience, like a bad experience with a particular website where you are trying to like search for a product you want and like you are just so overwhelmed getting like the unique thing you want. So one of the goal of this work is to make you have like a nice experience shopping for your summer t-shirts. So as you can see, our application, we have a very good user friendly interface. As you can look at the way our look at the test and the way everything is moving, it's really, really nice. So you can actually look at the color theme and also our typography, look at our test borders and everything, really nice. And the next thing I'm going to show you is what we actually had in mind. Like we had everyone at arrow.dev, we have all of you in mind, we have our product manager in mind, we have everyone that is going to use this app in mind, because we want you to be able to also shop for your summer clothes on any device. Like if you have your tablet, your phone, whatsoever, you can easily shop your stuff without any problem. So on your phone, you are going to have stuff like this, and you can actually look at the navbar, look at the flow of everything. I'm sure you will like this when you grab this app. And then when you click on this, of course, on your phone, you notice what happens to the links we have here. So we have everything this way. And then you like this, fully responsive. This is very nice. Next, I'm going to show you the categories. So our shop is actually for t-shirts and we have different categories. So the first one we have for women, we have for men, and we have for kids. So some of you in arrow.dev that you have children at home, you can actually shop for your children. You can shop for your wife, you can shop for yourself, you can shop for your husband also. And then we have our featured session. You look at it with this cool animation. We also have our new arrival, and we have our footer, super responsive, everything. And then you can use this. You can also scroll anyhow you want. So this is really nice. And guys, now let me take you to our category page. So when you click on any of these, you have this particular page. So this is our category page, you see. And in our category page, we made it so easy for you. You can actually, instead of going through looking for all the t-shirts, you can shop based on what you have in your pocket. Like if you don't have much money, you are managing, you don't have to waste your time on this website. You can easily come here and shop based on the price. So as you can see, based on the price, you can get whatsoever you want. And then you can also shop based on the ascending or descending order. You can shop based on the price order, ascending or descending. And when you click on new arrivals, you can actually view t-shirts that are just like being imported. So you don't have to waste time looking for old products. You can search whatsoever you can use whatsoever search this thing you want. And then when you click on the featured, you see some of our featured with this, and this is nice. So I'm going to go back here and go back to this point again. So from here or any part of this product, you can actually add to carts. And what do I mean? Oh, I like this t-shirt. You can click here. And when you click here, when I open this, you see, and guys, can you see this nice user experience? So while we were working on this, we also add people that also have like eyes effects, people that are not like, that have some problem with visuals. So we also have that people like that. And now when you click add to cart, you have this particular page, and it is also fully responsive. So on the small device, you have something like this. And then when I click plus, I can actually increase. And as you see, the price is increasing and everything is working very well. Okay, here I can now maybe click on any of these and then I have my detailed page. Also from this detailed page, we have the description of the shirt you want to buy. You can specify the size you want, and then we can also add to cart. All right, so next I will go back to the cart, and from this cart actually, you can proceed to pay. Maybe I want this and I just need, let's say 4. So I can proceed to check out. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'm coming. This is the checkout, guys. As you see, you can show your summary to see which products did you select from the store. See, this is totally responsive as well. Yeah, you can show it. Cool, very cool. So then, after looking at the products, at the list of products that you have, you can actually, if you have it, put a discount code. So if you focus on the price now, this is also very smooth. And here you have all the information about the price. Then you're going to fulfill all these inputs that refers to the shipping address and contact information, everything. And this is required also. So if we continue to shipping, now we have here the payment. This is implemented with Stripe. You will know about that later. So first of all, you can see your contact and shipping information with a button to change it if it's necessary. And what is doing Agnes right now is putting a valid card. This is given from Stripe. It's a paid card, but it's for testing matters. So if we buy, you will see how the button converts into a loading, and when it's paid, it shows you a message and redirects you to the homepage in case you want to keep buying or maybe stop it. So yeah, that's it. Now Agnes is going to come back and it's going to present you the admin panel.
Thank you so much, guys, and nice for having me back. All right, now I'm going to present you the admin panel of our e-store. So if you look at this part, this is our admin panel. And of course, imagine having an e-commerce website where anyone can easily come to your website and then go to your URL and just put /admin, and the person could access your admin panel. You know, that is a bad thing to do. So the security of the product is also very important. And we actually, we're so serious taking that into consideration. So for you to access the admin panel, first, you must be an authenticated user, not just being an authenticated user. We also want you to be an authorized user. So being an authenticated user, good. We want to get back your credentials, want to get your token, and we actually want to be sure your token actually is available, like your details are available in our database. So if I come here and I enter, let's say, AR at probably gmail.com, and I enter a password and I try submitting, it's going to tell me an invalid credentials. And why? This is happening because in our database, we don't have an admin with this account. So if I come here as like a good admin or a registered admin and I enter arrow@gmail.com and I enter my password, this is arrow password. I got his password yesterday, so I'm going to use it. So I log in, and as you can see, this is arrow@gmail.com. It is also very important to see that when I sign out and, for example, log in as Agnes@gmail.com, and I also enter my password and I log in. So here you see, this is Agnes@gmail.com. Cool. Now we have this is our admin dashboard. And then we have this particular section. We have this graph section that actually show us like the graph, and like it points what the way we sell during different parts of the year, like in January, in February, we see the track and the graph of how the market, how everything is. And then if you remember when Mas was presenting, I made a checkout, and this is the detail, like every order we have from our clients, we can also see everything in the admin. All right, and then in this session, we have the accounts, we have the customers, we have the products, the orders, and so on. And here, of course, you've seen that before, you can also sign out. Now, when you go to the accounts, the first thing you see add an admin. Of course, in your CMS, you can actually add an admin, you can delete an admin, you can edit an admin, you can do anything, and everything is well implemented. So for example, let's say I want to add Olga. And here I enter our email address. And I give her a password. I'm going to tell her later. Then I log in. As you can see, here I have Olga, and I can delete her. And as you can see, I don't have her any longer. Also, I can delete Ruben. I'm sorry. I can delete Edu, and I can decide to edit Sean. Maybe I gave her, I don't think this is his email address. So I'm going to change his email address to s@gmail.com. And I'm also going to change his password, and I submit this. So guys, as you can see, I have s@gmail.com. Also, there is something very crucial to notice here. If you look at this, every other thing is red, except from this particular line. And why? Why is this? Of course, it does not make sense as a logged in admin to delete myself. Like, it makes no sense for me to come here and delete myself. And that is why this particular button is disabled. So as we can see, we have all this now. All right, thank you for listening to me. And at this point, I'm going to pause and invite my colleagues, Engineer Elias. Up to you, Elias.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Okay.
I'm gonna swing for the side because, okay, what's, you cannot, well, okay, can you stop sharing because I cannot share for some reason?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, thank you, Agnes. Share. Okay, okay, for demonstration purposes, let's sign out. And here we have again the login page. So I press my credentials. Oh, invalid, nice. Okay, so just to show, yeah, it's very fancy, you know, the revenue graphs and all this stuff. I want to say that it's not real data. I mean, it could be done, but we didn't have the time. But it's just for, you know, that's demonstrating purposes. It's from one chart, and it could be fixed like to be dynamic. It's not that difficult. I mean, we implemented all these things here because, as you can see, here are the orders. I'm sorry, I can't see. Yeah, so we have the amounts. I made some orders. As you can see now, Edu paid the most. Thank you, Edu, for your amount. You are very generous. So as you can see here, a very important feature also is that the admin panel is totally responsive and for design. So if you can see here, this is the table. It couldn't be responsive like just a flex column because it wouldn't make sense. So you have a bar here that you can find the information from your cell phone, or you can click this button and this disappears. It just becomes only icons, and it's working on almost all the screens. So that's an important feature for the admin panel because the store owner could be from his cell phone. He wants to manage the thing. So it was quite difficult, I could say. So my colleague Agnes, she's the great presentation. She demonstrated the ad admin. So we have here the customers. I made some fake orders, as you can see here. So we keep track of our customers here with email, phones, I made some addresses here like Albert Einstein, Black Hole, Brussels, Belgium. You know, I gave you Georgia G. You are from Brazil. And, you know, stuff like that. We can see the orders with the amount. Also, we are tracking the data of the orders. What I mean by that is I'm fetching also the IDs of the products that the customer purchased, but I didn't display them because there is no, we had to proceed. And the most important thing another is the products. You can go, if you can see to the side, these are the products. Also the slider here, it's working. So I wanted to just add the product to showcase the importance of this thing. So here we can actually add the product. So let's say black t-shirt. The product price is 35, let's say. We select size. We upload photos, a very important feature, very difficult to implement. I mean, for me. So we pick pictures. We also have the ability here with kind of modern design to delete pictures, like, or delete everything or choose again. So as you can see here, let me upload like 5 photos. We upload them. So now here is the description. This is a React Quill text editor embedded inside the admin panel. I tried to use another more advanced text editor, but it was a mess with TypeScript. I couldn't figure it out. So I used React Quill, which is more manageable. Here's the stock quantity. Is it featured? Yes. Is it new arrival? Yes. As you can see, everything is modern, carefully designed, also responsive, as you can see here. Very important. And we continue, we select category, let's say men, and we add the product. So a modal, a pop-up, let's say a modal, yeah, it's appearing with, you can visit the store instead of like refreshing the page to see the product that has been added. I know the photo is not good, but we didn't spend time, you know, to make the photos perfect. We focused on things that matter and the functionality. So we can visit the store, so we don't have to like refresh. We can visit the store from here. But now I choose to go back. It throws me back to the admin panel. And as you can see here, this is the project description test with all the pictures uploaded. We can either add to cart. It's added to cart, and we can proceed to payment. So everything is working pretty smoothly, I think. Another thing that's very important for the admin owner, for the shop owner, is to see the products that he has. Another feature that we could do is split it by categories. If you have like 200 products, it's going to be difficult searching one by one, but for now, it's not that important. I mean, I want to show you these things. So I go here and I delete the product. So if I now delete the product from the front end, it will disappear. Sorry.
You are in the detailed, Elias.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So now there is no product like that nowhere. So it was deleted, as you can see. Also, a very important feature is to edit the product. So as you can see here, you edit the product, you find the information about it already written inside the inside here. Also, yeah, I forgot to implement the select the categories to show. I'm sorry about that. So the photos are showing also, the price is showing, so we can like change the title like to testing, okay, and the price to like $1. We can delete the photos and upload other photos like this one with RL Dev, like just for showcasing. and whatever else, select category, women, save changes, the product has been updated. We can visit the store. I refresh because there is a reason I don't want to visit the store because I'm gonna go back and it's not right. So here is, let's see, testing. Here is the product, as you can see, with our old dev photo, which is not the appropriate photo, of course, but you know. And this is, no, I didn't, I mean, this is a problem we solved yesterday, that the React quill was returning an HTML thing. So we had to convert it to text, but this is from our seed file. So it shows here like paragraph. And we go back and we can add a category also, not very implemented. We have here the orders. We have the blogs that you can add a blog, but we didn't implement it. We had no time. So I'm sorry for that also. We could delete it. Arol will shout now because he told me delete them. I forgot it. So I'm sorry, Arol. So that's the admin panel. I hope you like it. Of course, we can add much more and things, but I think for now is okay. So now going to the homepage, I want to show you this thing, which is a 3D implemented the last days. So we click the 3D. We are directed here. We have this 3D model. Arol dev. You can hover over to the x-axis and you can play with it a little bit. Also the, let's say the transition or I could make this blouse like turning 30-60 and you can see like inside this t-shirt, but there's no point because it's bad for viewers. I think this animation is enough. So we said that create Bliss, like we didn't advertise it so much. We could like had one section more at the front page to showcase it, but we didn't want to showcase it that much. So we can customize the t-shirt. So we can go inside and you can have this UI that you can change colors. So you can change colors of the t-shirt. So here, like I like this pink, I think. Wait, what is it? So you can change color of the of the t-shirt. There are millions of things you can do. Also, a very important feature is that you can upload your own PNG and paste it in the t-shirt, and not only the PNG. Like if you press upload file, I have this, so we can change it. We press logo, love you team. Or another important feature is I can upload the file that I want to apply to the texture of the whole t-shirt. So let's say I want to show my babies. So I press open and make them full. So you have the back of the t-shirt with the full of my babies. Okay. Another feature that we try to implement is the AI prompt. The thing here is that you like say that design me a red square, let's say, and AI logo, but we didn't manage to connect. We tried together like 6 hours to connect to the DALI API. For some reason, we didn't manage to do it because I think it needs some billing and payment information. So it's kind of it was strange, so we quit on it. So it doesn't work. Another thing that we can do here is remove the logo and remove the full texture from behind. And another important thing is that we can download the picture in your computer. So here is it. You can send it anywhere you want by email or that's it. So another great feature would be like to add it in the cart, but we didn't have the time to do all these things. So we just go back. Also, it's fully responsive. This is the camera position that you're gonna see now. I'm gonna explain later better. So if we make it smaller, you can see that the 30 logo is going down here and it's responsive. So we go back to our store.
Okay, is there like maybe you can go for the technologies already, or
Yeah.
there's a lot of
No, that's it.
more features? Okay. let's
No,
go.
yeah, these are the things that I want to show you. So that's it, guys.
Okay, so you stop sharing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Where is it? Zoom. Come on.
Is it this is also my preferred part, the thing on technologies, but try to go a little bit quick.
Okay.
This case.
Did you
Guys,
have-
can you see my screen again?
Yes.
All right, so thank you so much for listening to us. I hope you enjoyed this summer whenever you visit our store. So we have you in mind. So next, we are going to look at the technical details. So as you can see from this image, for the back end, we used all this here: Node.js, Postgres, SQL, Prisma, Tuborepo, TypeScript, Express.js, which is a framework on top of Node.js that we used in building our APIs, Postman, and etc. And we also use Docker. Sorry. Okay, we use Docker. And then for the front end, we use React, we use Vite, we used Tailwind, and Framer Emotion and 3JS. The good thing to actually emphasize on this part is that if you look at our application from the demo, we have like, let's say 3 front ends. Like we have the client, we have the admin panel, and then we have the 3D, all thanks to the Tuborepo. Like everything was possible just because of this Tuborepo. It's very important and it's a good feature. So I think it's good I emphasize on this. And also the TypeScript is actually used across every part of our application, not just the backend. We also used TypeScript for the front end. All right, so next, we are going to look at the learnings. What did we actually learn throughout this project? We actually learned a lot. Like we can't finish giving you the details and everything that we learned from this project, but we are going to like try and emphasize on the most important ones. And the first thing is TypeScript. Like using TypeScript in like a very big project like this. And I think this is just the second time we are actually using TypeScript. First for the solo project and then now. So it was like very difficult. Let me use that word. For us, for the team, it was really difficult for us because we had to like look for a way of managing types for different things that we don't even have an idea of. So we also thank documentation, instructors, and everywhere we sought for help. Also the design, we used Tailwind in, let me say, in all the application apart from the admin panel. Yeah, even the admin panel, we majorly used Ant design, but we used Tailwind for almost everything. So during the process, it was like a very big opportunity for us to explore Tailwind CSS. We learned a lot of Tailwind CSS. So it was really nice for us. And another important thing was the responsiveness. That actually took us like lots of time, like took us many days to actually make everything responsive. So we learned a lot from the design. And React built-in hooks, like context. If you look at the cart, we've used Tailwind in implementing that. Sorry. So another thing is Git and GitHub, like working in team. I think the most important part is when you work in team and then you are trying to merge everything you have, and then you're having conflict. So it was an amazing opportunity to learn about Git and GitHub. And also the security of our app. As you've seen, you cannot access the admin without being an authenticated and authorized user. So we handled that using the JSON web token. All right, so this is the general design of our app. So in explaining this, actually, I'm going to quit. Sorry, guys. All right, so in explaining this, I think I need this arrow. So if you look at the design, the demo we presented, this is actually the first thing we had in mind. This is the first, like, we called this our fake starting point design. And we took lots of days actually sketching this out. How should the home page look like and all. But thanks to Arrow, because after we did all this, we had like a standard Figma. So sorry, I think I would love to show you that. So,
Yeah,
all right.
thanks for the mention.
Yeah, so if
Let's
you
go
look
to-
at this, thank you, Aaron. So if you look at this, remember the demo we showed you, everything here, like it's almost the same thing. So this is the nice design Aaron gave us. And it was so difficult getting this because this was so unique. Like you can't find this store anywhere. So it's very unique and it was so difficult getting to have like exact design. It was really tough for us. But this is the Figma design. And also I would like to show you our linear. So if you look at the diagram I showed you now.
Wait a second. Yeah, you're welcome. But let's just skip to the insights.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. So from this now, I'm going to go back to to this. So I've showed you all these and relate this. This is the first sketch, and then the Figma design was the final stuff we implemented. At this point, I'm going to pause and invite my colleague Ilias to continue. Thank you.
Don't close because I don't have the presentation.
Yeah,
okay.
You can continue.
Okay, some lessons, some insights is like very important for me. It's working as a team and not individually, because from the day, as you know me guys, from day one I wanted to jump in coding. You know me, right? So every time there was planning, I said no planning, come on, move, go code. But this was a big lesson to learn, because I found out in the procedure that we needed planning, we needed everything about managing all these things before we start coding. So that's a very important lesson. So the other thing from this is that understand the importance of a real life application standards, that we did some mistakes like implementing the 3D, but we shouldn't do that. We should like proceed to testing and have our application full tested, and maybe try to work with S3, with AWS to take our database there, and instead of using Cloud Inherit to go to S3 and things like that. But yeah, so that's a good lesson. So every feature that you are building is good to have a testing implemented, so everything works like a clock. It's very important. Okay. So for future work, the importance, as I said before, the proper planning. We use Notion. Agnes showed you a little bit of Notion, which was amazing. We had the database, so we have like a starter point to start coding. Very important is the e-planner, the linear. You can use many others as you want. So we split the tasks. So you know, we said like, Elias, you design, let's say the hero section. I designed the product details page. Max, you are gonna implement that, and everything worked like a clock. The third thing is realistic timelines, because like if there is a feature that is difficult, you cannot assess the time that you are able to solve it. So you have to be very careful about your timeline and your time frame that you're gonna tell to your team that I'm gonna complete this task, etc. So make realistic timelines and be cautious about that. Another thing is that you have to trust your teammates. It's very important, and hopefully, and I was very proud of my colleagues. It was an amazing collaboration. Everything worked almost perfect. I mean, we had our disagreements, but with communication and our arguments separately, we managed to solve these small disagreements that we had. I knew that, you know, we split the tasks. I knew that I said like, Agnes, you take this. I knew that Agnes is going to implement it. directly. And then Max the same. And Max told me, Elias, do that. He knew that me and Max and Agnes were going to implement it. There was no question about that. Another important thing, and thank you guys for that. I mean, the trust was a huge issue. It was amazing. So another thing is the communication and agreement. As I talked before, like it's very important. Every day we meet at night. We tell each other what we implemented. We explain the code to each other. If someone didn't understand, and keep working the other day to other features and to other features and to other features. So every day we had progress. That's very important.
Yeah, I'm going to be fast for you not to die here. You know, like we actually did nothing with testing, and we should, instead of maybe going through the 3D thing, we could have more dry code. The dry word refers to do not repeat yourself, right? So the making one function for the whole project instead of defining that function in every file, things like that. Yeah, what Elias said before, to add 3D products, as we already can download the photo, we didn't have the time. Also, Google authentication for the user login in the client, not in the admin. In the admin, we have implemented it. CI, continuous integration, actually it goes with deployment. So as we don't have testing, we were going like merging and doing all this stuff, resolving conflicts, but not how it's supposed to. So yeah, maybe at the time of deploy, we could have a lot of problems because of that. And yeah, we would like to have like a cloud architecture. This is helpful as well for the deployment and for making your app flexible and scalable. So yeah, that's the most of it. And this is the Q&A. If you have any question, you can make it now.
Thanks for listening.
Really impressive project, guys. It looks really awesome. It's phenomenal. Love how responsive it is. Yeah, could each of you just tell me like what was the most technically difficult thing you did? Just pick one thing. What was the most frustrating or the most difficult, whatever you think.
Yeah,
Let's start with Agnes or whoever wants to go.
Yeah, perfect. Actually, for me, I would say TypeScript, always TypeScript, because yeah, yeah, because sometimes it's really difficult trying to get the exact type of what you are using. So most times you see TypeScript yarning at you, and it's amazing actually, because it prevents you from, of course, after the pain, you see how important it is, how important TypeScript is, because after following the instruction, it's just like a teacher putting cane, flogging you, and then you are following the instruction. At the end of everything, you are going to enjoy it, because you are going to have like close to like no problem in your codes. Like you are going to see the error before everything happens. So to me, actually, it was TypeScript. And the second one was, I think, when we were working on authorization, because we've handled authorization and authentication from the back end, but from the front end, actually, it was easy. Like it wasn't too difficult, but like to start, it was so difficult for me. Like I had to think a whole day, like, how do I do this from the admin panel, from the front end? Yeah, so I think, yeah, those TypeScript and that was difficult. And another scary part was resolving conflicts on GitHub when we merged the whole code together. Yeah, that was so scary. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Nice. Ilias or Mac?
For me, I think it was like Stripe, the payment technology. It's not supposed to be that difficult to implement, but I don't know. I had some old videos. The documentation, believe me, it's terrible. So yeah, I would say that I already implemented 3 times for getting into what I got. So yeah, Stripe and TypeScript as well. How not?
Yeah, I would say 2 things. First, is TypeScript, because we implemented everything with TypeScript. So imagine the 3D with TypeScript was crazy. the cloudinary with uploading the photos to the cloud and storing them and then displaying them in the store was actually difficult because I did it. I made it difficult. I mean, I sent first to the server the request, and then from the server I requested to the cloudinary to store the photos. I could do it a different way, but there is a reason for that. This is for another time. And one thing that I should mention is, like, guys, the design, the hero section that you saw, to be responsive, because it's position absolute on a relative div, and the tailwind was not enough. I had to add like 6 more utility classes in the CSS index file to try to work in every screen. It was ridiculous. I'm never gonna use a relative picture inside in the hero section again in my life. It was like I think I spent 24 hours of coding trying to do it right. I mean, what the fuck? Sorry, what the fuck? Come on.
I'm sorry. Ilias was always editing this part, like
Yeah,
every day. Like, this is not okay. What is wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I had to fix it for the height, because if you had the Nest Hub or iPad, so it was messing with the height. So I had to say, if the height is lower than that, do that. But if the height is up than more than that, do that. And again and again and again and again and again. Top this, left this. What? Yeah. I mean, it was crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That's it.
Cool.
I don't know much about TypeScript, but I hear you guys mentioning it a lot. So is it something that you use instead of JavaScript? Is it an improvement on JavaScript? And my question would be, if it is, I mean, once you learn TypeScript, are you still going to be using like JavaScript, or you just go and go?
Do you want me to answer, guys?
Of course.
Okay. So
Let's go, Ilya.
yeah,
You can.
okay. You are very, very lucky that you use JavaScript now. No, okay. So TypeScript is a layer on top of JavaScript. It's actually JavaScript, but you know, it's you have to declare the types of everything that you are doing, and this creates you difficulties in the beginning. But the good thing about it is that if you manage to have no errors with TypeScript, because it's going to complain all the time, you know the thing that you are doing is going to work, and you don't have like to console log like crazy and finding the bugs with JavaScript. So if you implement it with TypeScript, you know 90% that it's going to work if you have no errors. That's the beauty of TypeScript.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that. Yeah.
Even if I don't want that much, I know I have the TypeScript is one way. I'm not going back to JavaScript again. I'm not gonna do a single project with JavaScript again.
Yeah, perfect answer. But can I add to that? I don't know if I can add to that.
Yeah.
Like from what Ilias said, actually, TypeScript is actually a superset of JavaScript. So meaning that any valid JavaScript code is also a valid TypeScript code. Just that the issue is TypeScript has its own features and concepts. So you have to deal with something called static typing, type interfaces and types and all those stuff. So it's just like a superset of JavaScript. So they go ends in it. I don't know if we answered your question.
You did. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is non-technical. I was wondering, how is it on the real life? Can you use random people's picture on the website? I mean, I have seen you have I don't know if maybe they're pictures of your family, but if I ever run across my picture in a random website, I think I will fight. So how is it? How is it in real life? How does it work?
Do you mean in the 3D thing?
No, you had a picture on the website of I suppose models. Not apart. I saw the models where the face was not shown, but there were a picture of a woman and a kid and a man and.
Yeah. I can answer that. These pictures are from the from a site that provides free pictures with no
Oh.
copyrights.
Oh,
The-
okay.
I
Okay.
think this is called
Splash. Also.
what?
Oh.
Splash.
Unsplash, which has an unlimited amount of photos that you can use. So if you are making like a test project and not, but I mean, if you have a real e-commerce store, you would hire a photograph and models to have your pictures. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So now for testing reasons, we used this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was wondering.
No problem.
And how long did you have for the project? Was it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or longer?
3
it was
weeks.
It was 3 weeks. Okay. Wow. Nice. That is a lot of work.
Yeah, it was.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go, Albert.
Yes, hello. First of all, a very good job, amazing. Very proud of you guys. It was amazing. Well, it's amazing. So the thing is for Ilias. The question is for Ilias because I want to know if he thought about doing the photo stuff with ES3 of Amazon Web Services.
Yeah. Actually, Edu told us to go with S3. Ruben told us so, but it was a weekend between that I think was Friday. Guys, go with S3. So until Monday, we couldn't find and I don't remember. So we implemented it in Saturday and Sunday. So we didn't go for S3 at all. So yeah, so
No, yes, I made you this question because I tried to do with this
yes,
S,
yes,
and it was horrible. It was terrible.
Yes, I have.
Terrible,
Yes,
terrible. So I didn't manage it. So
yeah.
it was for this because I don't know if it was the same for you. Or it was more easy with tech that.
It was
They say-
difficult with Cloudinary too, because I did it for the first time. Because it
yeah.
was TypeScript and sending back to the backend TypeScript with blob files was crazy. The types was crazy, guys, crazy. I mean, I wanted to say ChatGPT, thank you, okay, because yeah, it saved, especially in TypeScript, guys. Yeah, it saved me 100%. Saved me like 3 days of coding. Yeah. With
Also, Albert, I think the first attempt, we actually tried S3 when Ruben told us, but we discovered we needed to put payment information. And at that point we stopped. And then Aro told us Cloudinary also. That was where we actually got the idea of using Cloudinary.
Hello, guys. Going to do this quick. This is not as much as a question as a little bit of feedback because I have been slave of e-commerce before. So, okay, first one, when you're trying to showcase responsiveness in a website, use the inspector tools and actually emulate the mobile devices because there might be a lot of difference. The height of the screen is different.
Oh, yes.
And actually the calculations are different. That's only that.
I wanted to say, Ruben, that the only devices that it doesn't work is iPhone 5.
Very good.
And Fold, Galaxy Fold, which is 280 width. I mean,
nobody cares about Galaxy Fold.
Yeah,
Who folds cell phone at the year? Okay, but in the e-commerce aspect, so there is like a huge topic in e-commerce, and it's the super admin user. So an admin should not be able to edit or delete other admins because they are in parallel permissions. So that's usually reserved to the super admin, who be the owner, the CEO, or whatever.
Okay. Thank you.
Another thing is that instead, if you had the chance to prioritize at that moment, I will recommend you to prioritize tracking of the order. So feedback of the orders. In general, order details add a little bit of feedback, visual feedback for the upload button. So
Yeah.
users have a feedback when when the image is uploaded. And actually, Arol transferred me some awareness about a specific library. It's called a framer that you always have to use with careful because it's a very heavy, very intensive library that's built on top. Yeah, framer motion.
Framer
Yeah,
motion.
there is
Yeah,
built
yeah,
on
yeah.
top of another CSS and JS library, so you end up having a kind of a big load in your JavaScript, so you have to sync in using lazy loading and other React performance tooling. That
Okay.
Nice.
But overall, Ruben, because you have experience with e-commerce, do you like it as a first project?
Can you repeat, Elias?
can you
Yeah,
repeat?
yeah. I mean, overall, did you like it? I mean, it
Bro,
was
it was beautiful.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that has been enough for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first of all, by order, and I'm going to be quick. Okay, on the sorry everybody, I'm going to be very quick. First of all, the motivation was so. Okay, because the motivation doesn't have to be made up. It has to be honest. Why are you doing this project? Why are you telling me that I have to handle like by hand my stock? I have Shopify. What are you talking about? Right? So you have to be honest with that. We are doing this because we wanted to try all the technologies that relate to redoing something like a Stripe. Stripe, Shopify, like Shopify. Yeah. To be honest with that, because it's going to relate better. Because if not, from the start, people are going to say, what do you mean? I have Shopify, right? So first is that one. Even if you selected a project like this because of the technology, let's go with that. Yeah, and full honest with that. Second, Agnes, because you really like animations and everything. You reload way too many times.
Oh, you
way
reload
too
like
many times.
12 times.
That has to be a very, very, very slight. Yeah. So if you put like the something like an animation like that, you reload it, you make sure everybody looked at that, you even mention it.
Okay.
Wow,
I
nice.
thought you were not seeing my screen, Aaron. So I needed to make you see the screen.
Yeah, but happened with other things as well. This has to happen. Some things like animation has to happen in a way that is like, wow, nice animation. It's like, sorry, what? The animation is very cool. Ah, you noticed. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. Like, that's normal.
Yeah.
That has to, that's like a style. Yeah, you're not saying, see what jacket I'm wearing. It's like, no, it's like, oh, that's a nice jacket. Oh, do you think so? So that's it. Try to get like more of like a non-functional approach to animations. Is like you don't mention it, and that goes like somehow the same with something that I really like how you say it is like it's fully responsive. Yeah, like you finished. In this case, I think that is good. Yes, but for the group, just mention it one time. That's it. Yes, it's not fully responsive. It's fully responsive, and it's fully responsive again and again and again and again and again until you said it the last time, Elias, and then I had to write in here. No, the admin is not responsive. I'm sorry. Yes, the admin is not responsive. It's liquid. It's not responsive. It shrinks. It not misplaces things. And one thing you have with the menu. Yes, because the menu is not that even doesn't shrink. It is that it's usually put in at the top. Right? Careful with these things. If you say one time, it's fine. And one time is good. In this case, it's good that you say, not like with the animations, but with the responsive, it's like, I need fully responsive, the Apple way. Yes, it's like they say it, like fully responsive, trademark. Yes, I suppose that you mentioned that, Ruben, is on buy. Yes, on final checkout, redirect to order details. That's just for the product. So a hint for the product. I want to, of course, remove the block. Yeah, you already knew that, Elias. And for, something very, 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 very nice. The implementation is full of details, like little details that are there. Yes. Now I'm coming back to it with the final with the final comment. Well, the last two final comments. I'm reordering it. I'm reordering the comments. Yeah, admin is not responsive. I already said that. Yeah, and I think that I can summarize all by the last comment. I think you abused of the unlimited time thing. Yes, you abused too much. Yes, and you converted, and I'm going to go. That's a shit sandwich. So I haven't said that many good things about the projects. I'm leaving that for the end because I want to get on the good note. Okay, so now, like, bear with me a little bit on this. You converted a great product, yeah, and it's difficult for me to say that, but it's like a great product into something that you lost all of us. Yes, just by the amount of time that you had to present things. Don't you think Apple has reasons to show about their new iPhone, and they can be talking about the new iPhone 10 hours on a presentation, but they don't do it? Yes, and for the great things, like you can show boom, 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 and we have this thing and this thing and this thing, but then don't go that much on details. Examples. If you showed in the admin, if you showed create, don't show edit. That's fall, right? Because it's the exact same process. No, he's not going to upload a picture. He's as uploading a picture. Yes. So be very mindful about the presentation. Be very mindful about the audience. And even when you're responding questions and you already had like a couple of things that they were telling you, hey, chop chop, don't you go like explaining everything about the responses, which is a pity because I say so all the time. My preferred time is answering questions when you are answering the questions. And for me, yeah, it was enough already, right? So when you're presenting, and that's why I'm telling you so, because you're going to do another presentation in another bootcamp. No, in the sprint review, yeah, in the company, when you are like showing that into the team, please, to the point, yes, and show the good things and comment. Side note, if you want to know more, you know where am I? Yeah, tell me on Slack. We're going to jump on a call. I'm going to tell you all the details you want. Yes, so be mindful about that. Great product, amount of feature doesn't mean let's go like 3 hours here. Yeah. So aside from this, that for me it was the worst part. I'm going to the best part. That's an amazing job you did. That's like full of things. Implementation is full of details. There's a lot of stuff there. It's also the admin, also the other part. Huh? Yeah, no, flickering, the demo like went through. It was like a couple of things that were not working as smooth, but were working. Yes, it's just like bugs that can be on a, so congratulations on that. On that is like, I was truly impressed by the amount of work. Actually, I was that impressed that by the amount of like the skill that you have for over talking about things, you were able to do as much work as you did. Did you sleep?
No, I didn't.
Come on. Like, no, congratulations. Very good. Very good. Very good job.
Thank you.
All right. And say that I'm not going to torture you anymore. I'm hungry as fuck. Yeah. And Ruben too. Yeah. Yeah, great presentations, seniors. Now it's over for this part, but of course the projects are not over. If you want, actually you need to put that into make that part of your portfolio. So it has to go public. We have to clean a little bit the GitHub, and starting from tomorrow, we're going to start with the hiring activities. Okay, so tomorrow you're going to be guided again from the morning. Okay, for the juniors, I hope that was search for inspiration. Okay, and you get motivated for finish this week, and let's see if we can start projects in 2 weeks. Okay, so thank you very much for attending. Sorry for the overtime. See you, everybody. Bye-bye. Congratulations, seniors.
Bye,
Good job,
everyone.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Good job.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.